Greetings Gaming Universe, my name is Retro Dave and welcome to my channel. My channel is a retro gaming channel primarily. I am a collector of retro games and retro games consoles. I've been gaming retro gaming since I was young, since the games consoles themselves weren't retro. I'm not after views, I'm just playing my games and I might as well share it with the world if anybody, if anybody's listening out there. So what I thought I'd do is show you a small selection of some of the games and games consoles that I own. This is my Game Boy. And the first game I ever got on it was two games I got for it, Mario and Tetris. But there we go, that's my Game Boy. Next thing we got a Nintendo Entertainment System. This already was way out of date. It was released in the 80s, but hand-me-downs. This probably cemented my love of old games, and ever since I've had a real fondness for retro style, just because at the time I got this games console it was a retro. Sega Mega Drive, fantastic games console. Sega Mega Drive was one of my favourite games consoles I ever played. Probably my favourite game on it is Mega Bomberman, which I have somewhere in there. SNES is my favourite games console of all time. My collection stretches beyond 100 games for this thing. So only a small collection. My favourite game probably on the SNES would have to be Zelda, Link to the Past. I'm playing it currently on my channel. You can go and check those videos out now. PlayStation. It's got some fantastic games on it. When it came out, it revolutionised the world of computer gaming. For the first time, you could have games that were in 3 dimensions without very clever coding. N64. Nintendo 64, when it came out, boasted 64-bit, which was twice as much as the other games consoles that had come out at the same time. Some of the best games of all time were released on this console. Zelda, Ocarina of Time, one of my favourite games of all time, and one of the best games of all time. It revolutionised adventure games. GoldenEye, revolutionised first-person shooters. The multiplayer function on this game is second to none. If you haven't played it, go play it. Find an N64, find this game, play it with your friends. Brilliant. PS2. This game's console was my life when I was a teenager. I loved this game's console. I wouldn't call it particularly retro. I have hundreds of games for it though, and it's fantastic. Best game on this system, I would have to say, probably Vice City. Fantastic gameplay. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was an absolute masterpiece. Gran Turismo 4, fantastic game, really good. And GT3 as well. Dynasty Warriors 4, brilliant game. One swing of your sword and enemies go flying, it's brilliant. Yeah, so there's my PS2 collection. I've got absolutely loads of them, as you can see. Loads and loads and loads. This is my SNES collection. Donkey Kong Country, brilliant game, fantastic. Zelda: A Link to the Past is probably it's the first Zelda game I ever played. I'm playing this game at the moment on my channel. You can see it. Super Mario World, absolute classic for the SNES. Love this game. I might play it on my channel. What I want to do is play through the earlier Super Marios first. I've got somewhere here the Super Mario All-Stars cartridge. Super Mario All-Stars. One of my favourite games because I get to... It's all the games on the NES with 16-bit graphics. I really love this game. I think that's everything that I can be bothered to grab. So, Sega Mega Drive. In the US it's called Sega Genesis. Same thing. Literally the same thing. It's just the US and UK versions of them. Micro Machines. This is a brilliant game for it. You're racing with small cars on top of tabletops and avoiding pool balls and stuff. Yeah, brilliant game. Michael Jackson Moonwalker there. Streets of Rage 2. Streets of Rage, both of the Streets of Rage are good. Side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Flashback. Absolutely brilliant game, apparently. This is supposedly one of the best games on the Sega Mega Drive. I, for the life of me, can't get past the first level. I really suck at Flashback. Sonic games. Sonic the Hedgehog. I've got Sonic 2 here. Sonic 2. Sonic 3. I have 2 copies of Sonic 3 there and there. And then Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic and Knuckles, you were able to put any Sonic game in the top of the cartridge here, when you lift the lid here. And play that original, so you can play the original Sonic as Knuckles, and you can. There's a few other extra little perks to do with this cartridge. Fantastic, very clever idea. Fantastic, and it's its own game as well. There's a little game when you plug it in. There's another Sonic game as well in here as well. Mega Bomberman. This is my favourite game for the Sega Mega Drive. I'll be playing this on my channel as well, so you'll see what I mean. So the next lot that I want to show you is my PS1 games. Final Fantasy VII, one of my favourite games of all time. In fact, probably my favourite game of all time. Fantastic game. Wonderful gameplay, beautiful storyline. Probably my favourite thing about it, though, is the mini-games. There are hundreds of mini-games littered throughout the Final Fantasy VII world. If it's snowboarding down a mountainside, racing chocobos, riding a motorbike, commanding an army, rock climbing, you know, brilliant. Tony Hawk skateboarding, fantastic game. Games like Skate, most people will know the Skate 3. They all owe their success to this original game. Fantastic game. Will be playing it on my channel. Rayman! What a game. Play this game. It's fun. It's for kids. It can be really hard at points, you know, but it's completable. Aha! Metal Gear Solid. Fantastic game. Brilliant game. 10 out of 10. If anyone says, what's your top 10 best games? This is in it. Absolutely fantastic game. Recommend it to everyone and anyone, without a doubt. Metal Gear Solid is the best stealth game on the PS1. Okay, as you can see, my N64 collection is in a bit of a mess. That's because I've recently rifled through it all to try and grab some stuff. But we've already seen a couple of games, namely Zelda. Best game on this N64, Zelda Ocarina of Time. GoldenEye, another fantastic game on the N64. I couldn't wait to get an N64 so that I could play this and Zelda. Mario Kart 64, probably the one that most people will remember. It's the one that everything else is based off of. It's the first truly three-dimensional Mario Kart. Banjo-Kazooie! Yay! Banjo-Kazooie is a very, very good three-dimensional platformer. Made by Rare Games. A lot of games on the N64 made by Rare are some of the best games ever made. Conker's Bad Fur Day, also Rare Games. Conker's Bad Fur Day itself, it's an 18 rated game. I would definitely not recommend children play this game. It's for adults. It's got adult humour, hilarious innuendos, sort of funny, very English humour. I would definitely recommend. It's the sort of humour that anyone can get, but specifically English people will definitely find this very funny. Just as you can see, I've got random consoles strewn around the place. There's a Game Boy there that I'm fixing at the moment. In the theme of Game Boys, we're moving on to my Game Boy collection. Again, I don't have a big collection of Game Boy games. Here's the only Pokemon series that exists. Any other game that claims to be Pokemon is not Pokemon. It's only these 3 games. I'm a 151 purist. If you claim that there are more than 151 Pokemon, we can't be friends, basically. These games are the only ones that exist, and the 151 are the only Pokemon that exist. Super Mario Land 2, brilliant. I also have Super Mario Land 1, but I can't find it at the moment. I'm looking for it. It's somewhere in my collection. It's not in here. I think it's slotted in one of the Game Boys I have strewn around the place. Zelda, brilliant game, Zelda. I'm saving myself with this one. I haven't played it much before. I've only recently bought it. I'm looking forward to playing it. I will play it for my channel. What else have I got in here? Donkey Kong Land, fantastic game, just like the Donkey Kong on the SNES, only in Game Boy graphics. It's just as playable as the SNES version. Kirby's Dream Land, I love this game, fun game. I can probably complete it in about 20 minutes. So the majority of the retro games that I play are on the SNES. I'm currently playing Zelda: A Link to the Past. On this channel, I'm playing a SNES game, a game that was ported onto the SNES, but was actually an older game, an older Apple II game, the Prince of Persia, namely. Those are both really fun games. Can't wait to show you the rest of them. I'm going to move on to some other great games soon. So come to my channel, Retro Dave, if you want to see retro games played from scratch by someone who has no idea how to play computer games. I'm going to be playing 2 or 3 games at once on my channel, so keep up to date by hitting the subscribe button, and I will see you all very soon in the next video.